1. This is hallowed ground for the Seminole Nation in Tallahassee. Doak Campbell Stadium, sold out. 80,000 on hand for a matchup against North Carolina and a welcoming home party for their defending national champions and head coach Bobby Bowden. Inside the Noles locker room, the concentration of their undisputed leader and a defense that's ready to chase Ronald Curry all over the field. And then there's the head man who knows that nobody in that locker room has ever lost a game at this stadium. That's how far it goes back. Hi again, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. Welcome to Tallahassee. 9 years you've got to go back to find somebody to beat this group on this field. North Carolina has never beaten them in 11 tries. And Bob Greasy, if they're to have a chance today, I got to think maybe their defense will give them some hope.
Yeah, let's hope, huh? But it's true. The defense has to step up big. Last year's unit, 10 starters returned from that group. This year's team has the number 7 team in the nation in total defense and the number 1 team against the run. Now, the guy that's got to step up big is Brandon Spoon. He's like a coach on the field. This unit, the defensive unit's got to come up with some takeaways for them to have a chance to win.
And everybody's wondering about Florida State. Are they as strong as they have been? They got scared against Georgia Tech last year.
Well, they look good to me offensively. They've got a veteran leader in the quarterback. They've got skilled players at every position. And their offensive line is maybe the best in school history. So this offense will give that defense of Carolina a good test.
No ACC team has ever beaten them here. They're going to try to make North Carolina their 15th straight victim. We'll find out when we come back to Tallahassee in a moment.
Select road. Validating tires.
What kind of road can you drive on with BF Goodrich tires?
Enjoy.
Any road you choose. And now we've been ranked Best Original Equipment Tire for light truck vehicles and customer satisfaction by J.D. Power and Associates. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
What do I want the internet to be? I want it to be like Frank here. He really knows customers. Package Frank. Put him together with the internet. Now you've got something. Puts a whole new face on customer interaction.
Bonjour, monsieur. Good morning, Frank's Days. Can I help you?
No matter how a customer gets a hold of us, they get the full Frank treatment. We know their business like the back of Frank's hand. We get them what they need when they need it. You know, I just want doing e-business with us to be more human.
Today, Nortel Networks is combining the power of the new high-performance internet with the tools your business needs to deliver stronger, more Frank-like e-business solutions.
And of course, Frank's got to be available. Good night, Frank. Whenever customers need him.
Come together right now over me.
We began anew with new easy out rolling captain's chairs, new 3-zone climate control, new power sliding doors, new power hatch, new brighter headlamps, new. Dodge Grand Caravan, the best minivan ever. And did we mention it's new? The all-new Dodge Caravan, different.
Welcome back to Doak Campbell Stadium. I'm Lynn Swan, and the best chance for Carolina to upset Florida State today may be in the hands of a man wearing number 3. His name, Bosley Allen. He already has a punt return for a touchdown. In addition to that, he's got a touchdown reception. He has speed, and he's a terrific and an amazing comeback story over an injury that occurred to him a while back. Now, keep in mind, the history of defeating Florida State goes back a long ways. The last 4 teams to beat them all have one thing in common. A wide receiver turned in a phenomenal performance. It's that wide receiver who would come up with the big play with people like Peerless Price at Tennessee, Torrey Holt at North Carolina State, Ike Hilliard, Anthony Riddell. All these receivers are in the National Football League and are playing. They're the ones that were the catalyst for an upside victory. And Barzy Allen has the skills and has the heart to be the person to make that happen. We'll find out today, Brad, whether or not his offense will give him those opportunities.
All right, Swanee, and he is back deep along with Sam Aiken, awaiting the Florida State kick. Florida State won the toss and deferred to the second half, so the Heels will touch it first. Matt Munyon, the freshman's got it teed up. First home game of 2000 for the defending national champions on a picture-perfect day in Florida, and we're underway. Aiken, 5 yards deep, elects not to bring it out. So it'll be North Carolina offensively from its own 20 under the leadership of this guy, Bob Griese. Ronald Curry back from injury.
It seems like he's been around forever. This is his 3rd year as just junior. He makes only his 12th start, ranks 2nd in the conference in pass efficiency. I think he's a more dangerous player outside the pocket than he is inside the pocket. Bobby Bowden calls him the best high school quarterback he ever recruited.
And he said he's the riskiest player we'll play all year. I don't even know if riskiest is a word, but we just used it.
It is the Bobby Bowden.
First down, Carolina. The Heels from their own 20. On the handoff. And the running game gets something going for Brandon Russell. And he picked up almost 9 yards. As we take a look at the Chile starting lineup. Up front, here's the group he ran behind. Marchetti and Wagstaff at the tackles. Holland and Murford are the guards, and Metz, maybe the best of the group, is at center.
That group is all new starters this year.
Allen and Bailey, the wideouts. Crumpler's a great tight end. Saunders is the lead man. Willie Parker, the tail. We got 9 for a second down and 1 coming up.
All 3 tailbacks are freshmen.
At the 29. Here's the sprint out. Curry's going to throw. Got a man wide open, and it's tipped at the line of scrimmage. Tommy Polley got that 6'5" frame in the way and knocked it down. Defensively, this is a group that'll get after you, especially Jamal Reynolds. 8 sacks in the last 3 games with Dockett, Womble, and Jackson. The linebacking core, I mentioned Tommy Polley back and healthy. He just knocked that pass away. Jennings and Allen round out the linebacking unit. Secondary's been together a long time, and it's a good secondary. Cody and Thomas, the corners, and Hope and Gibson will take your head off are the safeties.
That group led the nation in interceptions last year, have 3 so far this year.
3rd down and a yard on the opening offensive possession for North Carolina. On the option, there's the pitch. Stretched out and dropped is Brandon Russell. Chris Hope from the secondary says, not this time.
Nice job of defending the option by Florida State, who saw a lot of option last week against Georgia Tech.
So a wasted 9-yard run on first down, and Carolina will have to kick.
You would think if you make 9 yards on first down, Brad, that you could pick up 1 yard on the next 2.
Exactly. Blake Ferguson to punt. Florida State has always raised havoc against North Carolina's punters. This one off the side of his foot takes a pretty good bounce, and Bolden fields it at the 35, 40, and Quan Bolden cuts outside. He gets the corner, he'll take it, but he has to cut back in at the 40-yard line. But you see the electric Anquan Bolden, and he gets the crowd into it in great field position for the offense of the Seminoles, led by Chris Wenke. And as everybody knows, the 28-year-old quarterback, he's their undisputed leader, Bob.
No question, the unquestioned leader. He's like a coach on the field. Bowden's only 3-year starter at quarterback in his 25 years at Florida State, and he's been terrific when facing adversity, mainly when Florida State has gotten behind.
He's won 22 straight ball games, and 23-1 as you saw overall as a starter. Great field position after the Bolden punt return. The Noles first down at the Tar Heels 40. Here's the toss. Travis Minor, and not much there. Only about 1.5 yards, and Brandon Spoon knocked him down. Here's the big uns up front. Thomas and Dorsey, the tackles. Amon and Duhart, the guards, and Moon, the center. Morgan and Minnis, great wide receivers. Franklin, the tight end, and McCray doing a good job at fullback in front of Travis Minor. Second down, and a long 8 to go.
No huddle, but not a hurry up. Just come to the line of scrimmage and
Mike Waddell, I think, might be a little banged up or dinged one of the officials, and now the referee getting involved, as I'm not quite sure if he knows where he is. So he's going to trot off, and that brings a backup corner in Derek Johnson, a redshirt freshman, immediately over to a spot that is a little bit suspect to start with.
And that's not good when you're playing a team like Florida State, who throws as often to their wide receivers. Waddell is a corner. We'll take a look at the redshirt freshman.
Morgan comes out to meet him on 2nd and long. Straight ahead on the run. And again, only a yard or so for Travis Minor. Chili's defensive front for Carolina. This is a pretty good group, too. McAllister and Peppers. Peppers caused all kinds of havoc last week. Sims and Perkins are the tackles. The linebacking core, Brandon Spoon back and healthy with Hodge and Monk. And there's the secondary that started the game. We told you Waddell has already been taken out. Greenwood, Bomar, and Hood round out that group. 3rd down, long 6, Florida State. And now they're pointing and looking at Derek Johnson. At least Wenke is. Play fake, but he goes the other way. Got a man open. Stretched out, 1st down. Great catch by Menace at the 10-yard line. That one was perfect.
They lost their top 3 receivers from last year. 2 of them are starting for the Bengals tomorrow on Sunday. And they just fill in with a bunch of 5 or 6 wide receivers. Menace is the one here that just lays out a perfect throw by Wenke. I don't know why they tried to run the first 2 plays. I mean, it was just like window dressing.
So now it's 1st down. 1st and goal at the 10. Minor. Left side, broke a tackle, broke another, and got down to about the 2. Travis Minor, the leading ground gainer for Florida State a year ago, but they've been struggling with the run this year. 1.9 per carry average, and Wenke's got the longest run of the year.
See, they're ranked 100th in the nation running the football, and defensively, as we mentioned in the open, Carolina is ranked number 1 against the run in the nation. Bobby was saying yesterday, it's not because we can't run, it's because we just choose not to.
He says, I'm not trying to please the public, I'm trying to score points. McCray, the fullback. Did he get there? Awfully close. And it'll bring 3rd down and goal from about the 1-foot line. Brandon Spoon, the defensive captain, part of the stop there for North Carolina. North Carolina has only given up 2 touchdowns all season long. There's the total rushing yards. It's almost been equaled so far on this drive by Florida State. 3rd and goal. McCray, touchdown. Straight ahead for the big fella. And the opening march goes 40 yards for the Noles for the score.
You got to give a little credit to the offensive line. That drive looked very easy. Very easy. Allman, Moon, Duhart, Thomas, and Dorsey, the 5 front guys up there.
Chance Waltney in for the point after, and it's been an experience every kick so far this year for anybody that's back there trying to get an extra point or a field goal. He settled in a little bit last week and has a good one here. 10 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in 1st quarter. Florida State on the board first.
I've never heard of mushroom jack fajitas.
Well, first we combine
grilled chicken, Monterey Jack cheese, smoky bacon, and mushrooms. Chili's Mushroom Jack Fajitas.
Okay, then.
Eat to the beat of a different drum.
It's so different. It's the best minivan ever. With the first power hatch ever in a minivan. The first 3-zone climate control ever in a minivan. The first movable center console with power outlet and more. But even with all that's different, there's one thing we'll never change. The all-new Dodge Grand Caravan. Different.
I like new things, especially when they get old.
Like keeping things around? Good news. Introducing Valvoline Max Life, the first motor oil formulated for higher mileage engines. Max Life conditions use seals to help prevent leaks and helps keep your high mileage engine performing for a long, long time.
Son, another 100,000 miles and this baby will be yours.
Hey there, time for a holiday. So switch off your computers and take a national holiday with National Car Rental. Spend some time with National Heroes. Or visit a national treasure. Or join the National Football League. But wherever you go, let National Car Rental get you there fast. With special low rates on minivans for only $229.99 per week nationwide. Or only $289.99 per week in New York. National Car Rental, what are you waiting for? Let's go! go.
Chili's Awesome Blossom. Like, cheer one.
There Dion gets the cheer. Look at him. He wants it. He loves it. And some booze. He's a showman. He is a showman.
5 runs and only 1 pass, but that was the key, and there's the battery. Wenke to Minnis, 26 yards, set him up. McCray did the rest, a 1-yard touchdown. It's 7-0 Seminole.
Very similar to what happened last year at the beginning of this game up in Chapel Hill. Carolina couldn't stop Florida State, and they just ran right through them in the first quarter.
They had 28 points in the first 7 minutes, did Florida State last year in a 42-10 victory. And as Swanee said, there's a guy that can change the complexion of the game a little bit for North Carolina if he gets his hands on it. And this time he will, but it's a great kick. 9 yards deep, no return. Munyon got all of that one.
What a nice tool that is, kicking it in the end zone.
There's the problems that Ronald Curry had last year. 3 interceptions, sacked 5 times, and only 119 yards passing, and he was harassed all day long, Bob.
Yeah, he just he had problems all day long, and of course when you get behind, it just accentuates it. The front 4 of Florida State just were turned loose. In his last 2 years against Florida State, Curry has been sacked 14 times. So he's got to come in here with some bad memories.
And there's Reynolds, number 58, right in the middle of your screen, who's looking to sack him a few times in this game. First down, Carolina. Curry going to throw deep on the sideline. Almost a one-handed catch by Corey Bailey. Cleavon Thomas was there with him. Well, this North Carolina offense is more like North Carolina State's of past seasons because Mike O'Kane is their new offensive coordinator.
Came over after he was fired. And he put in a lot of stuff. In fact, Bobby Bowden was said, and Mickey Andrews said, we went back and looked at the NC State, Florida State game a couple of years ago and found out what the things he did because we knew we were going to face him here again today.
The last head coach in the ACC to beat Bobby Bowden was Mike O'Kane. 2nd and 10. Here's the option on the pitch to Parker. Cuts inside and is cut down by Cleavon Thomas. Bobby Bowden, as Bob said, made that film of Mike O'Kane in North Carolina State pretty popular this week.
Against us, he had a pick play he ran, and it was illegal all the way, where he'd drive his tight end down and he'd take Torrey Holt, great receiver, and kind of just scrape off of him and get some key throws out of that, key first downs with that. Very innovative.
And if you couldn't quite understand the coach, he said totally legal, not illegal.
Yeah.
Here's the throw out in the flat. Parker, great open field tackle at the 20 by Tay Cody, who's been playing that corner for 4 years.
The one thing that the defensive backs, and especially the corners for the Seminoles, are nice cover people, but they're also very good tacklers, and they see the field. Mickey Andrews wouldn't have them on the field were they not good tacklers. This Tay Cody comes up. He likes the interceptions, but he also is a good tackler.
Just getting the punt away is Ferguson. High hanger, Bolden runs up on it, takes it at the 47, took a chance to field that, and he's going to get smothered after about a 1-yard return this time. And a decent punt with all the pressure that was on Ferguson. 7-0 Seminoles.
Presenting the best minivan ever. The only one available with power sliding doors and a power hatch. Nothing else is remotely like it. The all-new Dodge Grand Caravan. Different.
In the world we're born into, being smart doesn't necessarily make you a financial success. Neither does being pretty, neither is being talented. There are brilliant failures and there are successful zeros. Having money isn't a matter of good or bad. Having money is a matter of putting your money in a better place. Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. Move your money. Get well connected.
Welcome to figure drawing. Let's begin.
Do you have our supplies?
Oh, yeah.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Get out!
Make it a Bud Light.
Florida State by a touchdown, and ex-Seminole is going to be in action Monday night. Deion Sanders and his new teammates from D.C. look to play his old team in a bitter division rival, the Cowboys. It's Dallas and Washington. Monday Night Football live, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, right here on ABC.
It's in the nation's capital this time, huh?
Yep.
Very good one.
Carl Torbush in his third full season as head coach. Great starting field position again here, Bob.
Both teams have had it twice. Carolina started both on their 20. If you're going to go big play, this is not a bad chance right here.
They'll go shotgun and Bolden in motion. Wenke wants to throw a screen out there to him. And the Carolina defense does a nice job to get over and drop him actually for about a 2-yard loss. And the no-huddle offense are part of our Dell Game Solutions, Bob.
Well, what it does, it puts pressure on the defensive team, but they have difficulty in substituting, and it tires out the defensive front. Now, the bad part about it is if you go 3 and out 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 possessions, it puts your defense right back on the field, and they're saying, hey, stay out there on the field a little while. Take some time. We're getting tired out here.
Second down and 13. Here's the toss. Travis Minor cuts inside, got a past the original line of scrimmage and a penalty marker down. And it is holding against Florida State. So they're going to be backed up, and they'll probably no-huddle again, and Chris Wenke talked with us about that no-huddle offense of the Noles.
Our goal is to run a play within 10 seconds. And you know, obviously that's with 15 seconds left on the play clock, and not many defenses are used to that. Not many defenses are used to that tempo and that type of attack coming at you 15 seconds earlier than it usually does.
One of the only other things, Bob, that sometimes is a problem, and Bobby Bowden, quite frankly, thought it might have been a little bit against Georgia Tech last week. He thought his offense got a little bit tight.
Yeah, it can do that. It depends on the type of play. If you're running some good plays and the offensive linemen are running downfield and some sprints, you can do just the opposite.
It might be sprinting here. Second down, 24. Backed up to the 34-yard line. Play action. Here comes a blitz. Wenke steps up, fires, got it again. Look out. Snoop Menace trying to break free. He's got the first down, and he's dragging a lot bigger players out of bounds with it. 30 yards that time to Snoop. You hear the echoes of Snoop around Doak Campbell Stadium.
It's a blitz situation. He's got single coverage on the outside.
And all the way down to the 35-yard line.
Snoop says, you know, I didn't like it. I'm a fifth-year senior. I didn't like waiting around to play, but that's what everybody does at Florida State.
And he says, now that Pete Warrick's gone, about the 3rd week of the season, everybody's going to know me. I think it only took 2 weeks. Here's a throw the other way. Truce Bell. Nice cut in at the 15. He'll score. Touchdown, Florida State. To Menace, 35 to Bell. Touchdown, Seminole.
You've got a 28-year-old veteran quarterback like a coach on the field. You've got skilled players all over the place. They lose 3 wide receivers, and they've replaced them with 5 or 6. They've got 5 or 6 receivers to go to.
Walton needs extra points. Second one of the day, up and good. And just like that, Florida State, with excellent field position, takes advantage. Wenke to Truce Bell. Ring up 7 more.
This is pretty basic. It just says that you, the Backstreet Boys, agreed to provide Burger King with an exclusive new video, yada yada.
And what's the yada yada?
A little commercial. Forget it. We don't do commercials.
Not our style, man.
We wouldn't even do this for a lifetime supply of free Whoppers.
All the pickles on the left, Lord, it's on the set. Excuse the Julian, serve it your way.
Does that rock or what?
The new Backstreet Boys video with exclusive footage is only at Burger King. Just $2.99 with any tasty value meal.
To all the new e-businesses just getting started, why not talk to the company that's pioneered the business-to-business revolution on the web? One whose experience in e-commerce has become a model for doing business on the internet. One who can help you achieve the same success with your E as we have with ours. Dell knows how E works. Visit Dell.com.
Dell Business Servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
Good morning, everybody. This is your captain speaking. We'll soon be cruising at 3,000 feet, non-stop to Tampa. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. It's not 3,000 feet we'll be cruising at, but 30,000. Sorry for the mix-up. Captain again. Did I mention that we're not going to Chicago? Well, we are going to Chicago. Captain again.
Title hopes are high in D.C., but after a tough loss, the Skins must rebound against Dallas on Monday Night Football at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC.
Again, they turn excellent field position into a touchdown. Only had to travel 52 yards in 1 minute and 11 seconds. Chris Wenke engineering that one again, as he has done so often, and has thrown his 51st touchdown pass of his career at Florida State. North Carolina defense really hasn't been out there that long. They're already in the hole.
Yeah, Florida State does not win the time of possession battle, ever.
Bosley Allen still waiting for Matt Munyon to kick a shorter kick.
Yeah, Bobby was saying yesterday that Munyon can really kick him off. This looks like Janikowski from last year kicking him into the end zone. What a weapon.
This one shorter and should be handled by Sam Aiken at the 6. Aiken trying to get some decent field position. Still only got to about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Chris Wenke's had a near perfect day. He has had a perfect day. 4 for 4. And his wheel of receivers, and boy, it's been a wheel of fortune for what he has done with the guys he's got to work with. As Bob said, he spreads it around beautifully. Obviously, those numbers have already been added to today. He can just sort of pick his man and go to him. Marv Minnis came in with the most receptions, has 2 more already today. And on that last drive, Wenke, for instance, 3 for 3, 3 different guys, touchdown. Now Ronald Curry trying to get something going for Carolina. And Parker trying to bounce outside, and that defense led by Chris Hope again won't allow anything.
Well, if there's any kind of a soft spot on this Florida State defense, it's those 2 inside defensive tackles. Are both redshirt freshmen. Had some injury problems in there. They lost a couple of pretty good ones last year in Simon and Jerry Johnson.
Right.
But it's not because they don't have talent. It's just because they're young and inexperienced.
We talked about how great Carolina was against the run. Florida State is 7th in the country against the rush. They're not giving up much so far. 2nd and 10. Curry, quick drop, hit, bounces out. Trying to make something out of that one, but Brian Allen won't let him.
Brian Allen is the captain of that defense. He's been around for a while. An ankle problem a little bit earlier in the season, but is certainly recovered from that. Number 55 on the defense to the left of your screen. He'll come in right there. He's coming back.
These guys are so fast, and that includes the defensive linemen. Hard to break containment, and Carolina's going to have to take a timeout here with a 3rd and 9 coming up. And again, they would like to get a first down and not have to punt it back to Florida State with great field position.
Well, the first possession of the game, their first play was 8 or 9 yards.
Right.
And if they could have kept a drive going, got a little momentum on their side, a little field position. They have not had any field position, and Florida State has been around the 50 both possessions.
College football on ABC Sports, brought to you by Dodge. In a perfect world, everything would be different. Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. Move your money, get well connected. Dell, providing the infrastructure to power your e-business. And Burger King. Got the urge? The beautiful Spanish moss on the trees outside the courthouse. That was the view right outside my window the last couple days.
Yeah, that was the view. How about the noise?
Yeah, they had to get downtown party. That got a little noisy.
Seems they have that once a year when we're here.
Yeah, they love it. 80,000 loving what they've seen so far. Many of them were at the Get Down downtown last night. And this is the first chance for them to see their beloved defending national champions in their liking what they see. 14-0 Florida State on William McRae's 1-yard touchdown, following a pass from Chris Wanke to Snoop Minnis. And then it was Wanke to Atruz Bell, 35 yards for the other score. That's where we are. And it's Carolina 3rd and 9.
See if they get him outside the pocket this time.
Andre Williams now the tailback in the eye. Both wideouts to Curry's left, and he's going to have to get rid of it. Fumble! Loose ball. Carolina, I believe, covered it. Adam Metz, the center, got back, or that would have been a major disaster. Jamal Reynolds and Jeff Womble and that whole front wall of the Seminoles just collapsed on Ronald Curry.
There's a look at the defensive front. Womble comes from the right. Ooh. I think 3rd and long on that. You got to get him outside the pocket.
Reynolds got a hand on the back of his pads, and then Womble took his head off.
Yeah.
Here's the kick.
Sit and duck.
Short kick. Bolden's going to field it at the 48. Made one miss and ran out of moves right about where he caught it.
Again, great field position. The kicking game not doing very well for Carolina. Florida State's got the ball around the 50-yard line every time.
There you see Antoine Black, the backup quarterback, talking things over with Ronald Curry.
Watch these linemen. This one's going to come around here. That's Womble. Over here, they got all kinds of pressure. This is why I want to get outside the pocket. 3rd and long, you got a new offensive line. He gets his head knocked off there.
He heard a Womble.
Yeah, he was wombling.
Back to the sideline from the 47. Toss sweep, Travis Minor lose yardage, loss of almost 2. Julius Peppers, one of the first guys there to meet him, and Hodge, the linebacker. Travis Minor just hasn't broken out with any big-time runs. They think one of these weeks he's going to explode. So far, he hasn't this season.
But the one thing he does do, he does not fumble, and he knows who to block on blitz situations.
2nd down and 12. Wanke wanted to pump fake. He's hit, and the ball almost came loose from him, and it was Spoon and Hodge there again. And Brandon Spoon having him back. He's a Butkus candidate for the 4th year in a row. That's never happened before.
Well, they did a little blitz. They had to man-to-man on the outside, blitz on the inside, put pressure on Wanke. That's what they want to do.
Spoon and Hodge, the 2 linebackers, 2 of the 3. Meet at the quarterback, drop Wanke back at the 37-yard line. 3rd down at 21. Now this is where, if you're the secondary for Carolina, you want to make a play on the ball. And we're going to have a timeout taken before the snap. Florida State will take one here. .440 remaining first quarter. 2-touchdown lead.
Here's Spoon right here in the inside. Going to blitz on the outside, but Spoon is the one to get. Look on the outside. You got all tight coverage, and what you want to do with your defensive backs is, hey, you cover him for a little bit. We'll get there with the pressure, and that time the blitzing Spoon got there.
Carolina did a great job last week against Wake Forest, getting C.J. Leak, the quarterback. But obviously this Florida State offensive line, with all due respect to the Demon Deacons, is much better. But Spoon and Hodge got there. Reminder, next Saturday, ABC Sports kicks off a full day of college football regional action. Big game for Joe Pa and the Nittany Lions. They take on the challenge of number 15 Ohio State at 12 Eastern, 11 Central. You can get post-game analysis each week from ABC's Terry Bowden online at ESPN.com. Keyword ABC college football. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew in Tallahassee, Florida on a picture-perfect day, about 80 degrees and sunshine. At kickoff, the humidity dropped down a little bit last night. The humidity has been high on the North Carolina defense right now because Florida State already leads by 2 touchdowns. 3rd down at 21. Wanke's going to flare it out to Minor. And Hodge played it beautifully. The outside linebacker drops him for a 2-yard loss, and Florida State's going to have to give it up for the first time.
Smart play. You've got the momentum on your side. It's 3rd and really long. Don't create any turnovers. Don't give them any momentum. The worst thing you want to do is punt the football. Punting is not a bad thing sometimes.
Unless you get it in that guy's hands and he gets something going.
That's true.
Look at that. Last week he had more punt return yards than the whole team did all of last year.
Yeah.
Man.
He's ranked 7th in the nation in punt returns.
Had a 78-yard punt return for a touchdown. Flag down.
And that's what they need. They need some special teams. Bosley Allen needs to help them, and the defense needs to get some turnovers.
Substitution infraction on the offense. 12 men breaking the huddle.
Substitution infraction. They had 12 guys in the huddle, and that'll back them up a little bit further and maybe give Bosley Allen more of a chance to field Cottrell's punt. He's a good kicker, senior out of Orlando. He would like to keep it away from Allen, I'm sure. Wow, he hit a beauty. Holy smokes. Out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
You talk about a great kick. Not only did he get a good angle, but he got great distance.
60 yards on a line and knocked it right out at the 10-yard line. North Carolina is the option their only hope, Bob?
Well, it might be. I certainly got to be a part of it. The option spreads the defense across the field. Assignment football forces them to middle linebacker to stay inside, forces the outside linebackers to stay outside, and the corners stay wide. Negates some of that defensive speed, forces them to play the whole field defensive coverage.
Got to be careful here now if you're Carolina. Remember, Curry lost the handle last time. His center recovered it. He works from the 10-yard line. They're going to go with a quick draw, and it only got him a yard, maybe two. Andre Williams, Bradley Jennings made the hit, and John Saunders is at Times Square Stadium. John?
Brandon, Michigan's at UCLA. The Bruins, of course, with already a big non-conference win against Alabama this year, and today facing Michigan. Anthony Thomas, the A-train, barely touched through the line of scrimmage, and then just a foot race that he wins easily against his own teammate, the only one in the picture right now, 6-0. They missed the point after.
All right, John, here it's 14-0 for second-ranked Florida State. And North Carolina looking down a 2nd and 8. Curry is trying to roll out of the pocket. Better get rid of it. Didn't. And took a wicked hit from behind from David Warren.
They had no help.
Warren hasn't seen much action when he gets back to full speed. Watch out for that defensive line of the Noles.
Yeah, let's go ahead. He's going to run out this way. Let's go ahead and run it and see what's downfield when he wants to throw the football. Let's see where they're at. Look what he's got. He's got nobody to throw to. He's got these two guys up there and two defensive backs, or three of them spread in between them. There's no good angles to throw. Somebody's got to get open.
3rd down at 4 for the Tar Heels. Aiken in motion. Curry looking left, buys himself some time, and now wings a long one. And almost intercepted by Tay Cody. Jamal Jones just broke off the pattern. Wasn't expecting Curry to throw where he did, and offensive coordinator Michael Caine wondering what he can do to get his offense in gear.
Again, it was a two-man route. A two-man route. Nobody was open downfield. He just threw it away.
Took a wicked lick again.
He's always getting hit.
Almost got to that punt.
I think that's a flag, isn't it?
Carolina bounce. Cleavon Thomas clears out, and he is down, and I think we're going to have roughing the punter.
Yeah.
He's still getting up. Ferguson trying to gather himself. True freshman out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And he just about got broken in half on that one.
Well, Florida State will take some chances.
Roughing the kicker on the defense. 15 yards. Automatic first down.
Carolina's finally got a first down. That's not the way they wanted to get it, but their kicker got one for them.
You recall in the championship game against Virginia Tech, their special team scored a couple touchdowns. Oh, that's big time.
Yeah, that's
getting hurt. Yeah, that's he was going for the block, no question about it. Just fortunate that the kicker didn't hurt his ankle or knee.
So North Carolina's finally got a little more room to breathe at the 31-yard line.
I think Bobby said, go ahead and see if you can get one. Our defense is playing pretty good. We haven't let them do much. If we do rough him, we'll stop him again.
Brandon Russell is the tailback. 2 tight ends set for Carolina. Here's the option. Russell, the trailer, got the pitch. He got about 4. Jamal Reynolds stretched it out there with Bradley Jennings to make the hit.
Well, here's a look at the option. Reynolds right there takes the quarterback, the pitch man, and then the inside safety, the inside linebacker Jennings comes and fills it out, but they got to come a little late.
2nd down and 6. This time 3 wideouts for Curry. Still trying to complete a pass here. Fires, and he's got his completion. Nope, bobbling it, they say.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking around, and I don't see anybody getting open. The way to beat this defense, Florida State, and we were talking to Mike O'Kane about it. And obviously, he did it a couple of years ago at NC State with his offense. Quick passing, a little option, get the quarterback out of the pocket, throw some deep down the sideline, some mixed direction, put all that in the batch and mix it up and keep running it, and a little dash of patience. You know you're not going to score, you're not going to move the ball every time, every series on this defense, but you got to take your shots.
They definitely need a 3rd down conversion, as you saw their over so far today.
Got the backup center in there now.
And Carolina's got to take another timeout. So really nothing going right the first 13 minutes for the boys from Chapel Hill. Mike O'Kane talking things over with Ronald Curry. Reminder, next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, ABC Sports has more great college football for you. Some of you will see Woody Dantzler, number 17 Clemson, taking on Virginia. Other regional action, number 23 Notre Dame, number 20 Michigan State will tangle Iowa and top-ranked Nebraska, Air Force, and Utah. Check your local listings for details or get all of the games on pay-per-view by calling your local cable operator or satellite company. Carl Torbush, they won their last 2 games of last season, and he'll be pretty frank with you, had they not, he probably wouldn't be walking on that sideline right now.
Yep.
So they're in the midst of a 4-game winning streak dating back to last year. And Carl, a great defensive coordinator, has been many, many years.
13 years, defensive coordinator at Carolina, and then he's been, this is 3rd year as a head coach.
When Mac Brown went to Texas, Carl took over, was named the head coach December 8th of '98. And he's seen this quarterback who came in so highly touted really have to struggle. He had to play as a freshman when Oscar Davenport got hurt. He got hurt himself last year, as we've already talked about. And their season really went down the tubes because they were scrambling to find a quarterback of any sort to play. And now here he is as a junior, trailing 14-0 at a 3rd and 6. 4 wide receivers. Here comes a blitz from the corner. Curry has time and delivers this to Aiken. 1st down. And take Cody. Whoa, going to be a late hit on Cody. And the fans aren't going to like that, and Cody's going to say, you know, I didn't know where the sideline was, but Sam Aiken will take it.
Yeah, I think a lot of these calls along the sideline are really tough calls because a runner is coming along the side and then he gets hit. What's a defensive guy to do?
Yep, you don't have time to look down and see where the chalk is. And if they're still running, they're still open game to those guys normally.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. On the defense. 15 yards. 1st down.
Well, Brad, we look at the Florida State team, and if you look back to the last 2 games of this year, a heavily penalized team. Even the 4 losses we talked about at the beginning of this show, what helped them also is the fact they're heavily penalized. Now, what they have to do is to control those penalties. Every time there's a key penalty like this, Florida State gives their opponent a little more hope and a scoring opportunity.
Great point, Swanee. They're the most penalized team in the ACC the last 4 years. On the ground, this is Russell, the true freshman out of Decatur, Georgia, got to about the 35-yard line. Watch Cody's hit now on Aiken at the end of this play.
Well, you can't really see from there how far he was out. He was definitely out, but he was close and he was still running. I think they ought to come up and say, if a running back or a receiver is going down that stripe and you are still running,
open game.
You're going to be it's open game. If you're going to continue to run, or if you slow up, give up.
Here's the option on 2nd and 7. Willie Parker trying to get to the corner. Oh, man. Chris Hope and David Warren. Hope's been in on some wicked hits from the secondary, and Warren now starting to get warmed up, the senior out of Tyler, Texas.
It just seems like that Florida State is going at a different speed. Here's the option here. He's going to take the option, and the inside linebacker is just going to scrape. Watch the speed that Florida State's going at versus the speed that Carolina is. They don't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
There's that group. A lot of those guys are running that 4-5 stuff, and that's what receivers are trying to do on most teams. 3rd and long. Curry with time, lost one, got a man open. Bosley Allen made the catch. First down at the 12. Made a nice adjustment on that ball. Curry rifled it out there for 23 yards.
First down, North Carolina.
It's a good throw by Curry. Nice patience. Caught him in a two-deep zone. Here's the receiver out here. He's just going to go up the sideline. He's going to let him go right here. Now he hits him right in between this man and this man. Has a nice lane for the quarterback to throw the football.
They've got it down just outside the 11-yard line. Now the crowd getting into it for the Noles defense. Straight ahead, Saunders, the fullback, busts his way for a touchdown.
Big score there.
Huge run by Anthony Saunders. Straight ahead for 11 yards.
It all started with the roughing the punter. Gave him another possession. They came back, made some plays, got a little help from Florida State special teams. Another penalty like Lynn was talking about. You mentioned Florida State, the most penalized the last 4 years, and Carolina makes something out of it.
Carolina sets up for their extra point. They set their whole line over past the left hash mark and now bring them over in front of Jeff Reed. Reed's extra point right down the middle, and boy, what a huge lift, Swanee, for North Carolina, and it's the guy you talked about in the open, Swanee.
Bosley Allen, number 3, just makes a terrific play, and this was made not just by his athletic ability, but the timing. The ball's now being released because the quarterback knows he's going up the field. He throws it high. The safety doesn't have a chance to rotate. He makes a good grab. Now, that was not a touchdown. That was not a long play, but in the series of events, that is a big play because it kept the drive alive. It gave them some confidence, continued the momentum, and now puts North Carolina in a position to score the big touchdown and to bring this to a 7-point ball game. That's critical for North Carolina to stay in this ball game to get those kinds of plays.
Yep, huge confidence booster. And as Bob said, a lot of it was penalty, but still it's going to go up as a 90-yard drive in 10 plays, and they're working on Ronald Curry's maybe a cramp in the left hamstring. We hope it's just a cramp, and that's what they're hoping, obviously. There's the 2 penalties that cost Florida State 30 of those 90 yards. Nonetheless, Carolina, they got to be thinking, okay, now we can play with them.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it just takes something like that. They couldn't do anything on their own, and now here Florida State says, hey, let me help you along. Let me bring you back on the field, offense, give you another chance. You know, there's a little pride that comes into play that the offense says, hey, let's come on, let's get something, let's make something out of this drive.
So 14-7, Seminoles lead, and they've got 2 back deep waiting for Jeff Reed's kick. Tallman Gardner and Davey Ford are waiting at the goal line. Nice kick by Reed. It's Davey Ford at the goal line. Ford cuts near side, looking to get outside containment, and not going to quite get there. They stretch it out, and he goes out right about at the 20-yard line. Perfect so far, Bob.
Well, if you're a defense looking at Winky and Florida State, the outside of the areas is where they like to throw the football. The hash mark on the right side outside, 51% of the completions, 40% to the left, only 9 in the middle. The hot zones are right here, 30% to the middle right and 28% short left to the outside. Now, what does that mean? It means he likes to throw the ball outside the numbers, outside the hash marks, and in those specific areas.
He's going to give it off to Travis Minor. Minor got outside of Hodge. And there's a nice run, but a penalty marker might have a holding on the inside. Flag down at the line of scrimmage. Would have been an 11-yard gain, but it may all be coming back. And again, a penalty would kill a good play for Florida State if that's going to be the call. And
holding.
It is.
On the offense, 10 yards, out of the foul. Repeat, first down.
I want to go back to that hot zone thing, Bob. Is this just an offense designed not to go to the middle of the field, or what?
Well, I think what it tells you is when you have talent outside, I want my man against your man. I don't want, usually inside you've got circles and square ends and all that, a combination routes. But if you got talent outside, I want to take my talent and put them up against your corner. I don't need anything else. So it's the simplest way to do it.
There's three of those talented guys, Bolden, Morgan, and Minnis, in a three-wide receiver offense, where they're going to have to trot down to the other end of the field. We have played a quarter, and we'll switch ends through 15. Wenke with a touchdown. McCray had one as well. But Carolina has answered. It's 14-7 Seminoles.
We began anew with new easy-out rolling captain's chairs, new 3-zone climate control, new power sliding doors, new power hatch, new brighter headlamps, new Dodge Grand Caravan, the best minivan ever. And did we mention it's new? The all-new Dodge Caravan. Different.
Now this is the fierce snake, the most venomous snake in the world. One bite from him and it's all over. No! Oh, no worries, mate. Luckily, we've had the anti-venom sent from America by FedEx. In my line of work, if you're not absolutely sure, you're absolutely dead. Oh, crikey. It appears we've used a different courier who hasn't arrived yet. It's okay because...
National Car Rental presents Drive for the National Championship. In 1990, the Colorado Buffaloes, led by running back Eric Bieniemy, headed into Lincoln, Nebraska to face the mighty Cornhuskers, ranked number 2 in the country. Bieniemy capped a fourth-quarter comeback with 4 touchdown runs, enabling the Buffs to wrap up their second straight conference championship. Colorado would go on to defeat Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl to seal the school's first-ever national championship. This year's national champion will be crowned in the title game of the Bowl Championship Series.
Hey there, time for a holiday. So switch off your computers and take a national holiday with National Car Rental. Spend some time with National Heroes. Or visit a national treasure. Or join the National Football League. But wherever you go, let National Car Rental get you there fast. With special low rates on minivans for only $229.99 per week nationwide. Or only $289.99 per week in New York. National Car Rental, what are you waiting for? Let's go!
Set to start the second quarter in Tallahassee, 14-7. The Seminoles ranked second in the country, looking to make North Carolina their 15th straight victim. 14 in a row is the longest winning streak in the country after Marshall lost last week. And now it's a 1st and 19. Not great field position for the first time today for Florida State. Carolina thinking about a blitz. They're going to come with it. And they ran right by the blitz. Travis Minor in the open field. Almost a first down. He's going to be just a little bit short. Dexter Reed may have saved a touchdown, and that the longest run for Minor this year, 18 yards. He breaks through that first wave, and he's dangerous.
Watch the blitzes, and anytime you have a blitz, you're going to split something right up the middle. No linebackers when they're blitzing. Tell you what, Brad, this hurry-up offense, or this no huddle, didn't allow you much time to draw plays up.
Bobby Bowden and Mark Richt don't care if we're telestrating, do they?
That's right. There you go.
Well, McCray, the fullback, got the first down. Oh, they're going to look at it, actually, to see if he got the first down. Now they will huddle. And they'll bring out the chain game. I thought he got this one, but let's see. Yep. Got it by almost the length of the football. There's talent just standing on the sideline.
Yeah.
Walker, Minnis, Morgan. Right now, Bolden and Bell.
Play a lot of players. Florida State has always played a lot of wide receivers and a lot of defensive players.
They got Gardner in there, and they switch sides. Gardner and Bell come out to the near side. Bolden trots up to the top of your screen on a first down. Chris Wenke from the gun.
A lot of press coverage all over the place.
Carolina showing blitz again. They're going to try to bring some heat. Wenke at dart to Bolden. First down across the 45 out near the 47-yard line. With that first down throw, we're going to throw it to John Saunders in New York. John?
Brad, thanks. Final seconds, Purdue and Notre Dame, 21-20 for the Boilermakers. Nick Setta nails this. He's 5 of 6 on the season, and the Irish win it 23-21.
Wow. First down at the 47. I guess we're not going to be singing "Oh Purdue, oh Purdue" up here in the press box, are we? Here's Wenke throwing long. Gardner almost made an acrobatic catch. Pretty good coverage out there. 14-7 right now. And Brad Nessler, Bob Greasley, Lynn Swan with you. Florida State doing about what we thought they'd do. They don't have to worry about whether or not they can run the ball. They can throw the ball.
The heck with Florida State. My alma mater just got beat by Notre Dame. I thought we were going to win them all this year. That ball was on the money that Chris Wenke threw. He's hot today. He's doing everything that he should be doing. He's a veteran. He's a coach on the field. You know, everything is right there.
Second down and 10 he faces now, taking his time at the line. Here's Minor. Travis, first down run. Inside the 43, and this is maybe the best we've seen him moving around out of the backfield this year.
But what's happening is Carolina is doing some blitzing, and if you break the initial line of scrimmage where all the defenders are, there's no linebackers there to make any plays.
Got him another first down. Carolina looked a little confused on defense. Here's a toss sweep to Minor. Got a convoy in front of him. Cuts inside the 25 and down to the 22-yard line.
We got a couple of nice blocks to get him outside.
McCray, his fullback, was his leader, and he went 20 more yards. That time Carolina was shifting all over the place defensively at the snap, and that gave Minor a head start. Again, they snap it in a hurry.
This is when the offensive line may get a little winded when you have to do that blocking, run all the way 30, 35 yards downfield, and snap it very quickly.
Brandon Spoon made the tackle on Jeff Chaney, who was in there on that play for Minor.
There certainly isn't any adversity for Florida State offensively, but they did have their lead shortened from 14 to 7 points, and now they get the ball and they're moving it right back down.
Trying to answer that score. Wenke play action, go into the end zone, just off the fingertips of Atruz Bell, who he's already hooked up with once today.
You can't throw it much better than that. Tight coverage. Little play action. 5-step drop. Good coverage. Man in the center of the field. Corner right on him. Couldn't throw it any better. Give your man an opportunity to catch it.
If Atruz Bell was 6 feet instead of 5'11", that's a touchdown. 3rd and 11. 10th play of the Seminole drive. Here comes a blitz. Wenke wants to throw a screen, flared it out, and he overshot Jeff Chaney. Chaney would have had a lot of green in front of him.
You got to hit that one.
Now here is where last year it's an automatic 3.
It's a no-brainer.
Now there's some decisions to be made about trying to get a field goal.
Well, they certainly don't punt the football. Do you go ahead and try to kick one and give your kicker some confidence?
That's going to be the call.
That's what he's going to do.
Chance Gwaltney's going to try one from right around 40 yards. He's 1 for 1 this year, but that was a 21-yarder. This is a 39-yard field goal attempt for Gwaltney. Kick on the way, and he got it. And Bobby Bowden's got to say, whew, we got 3 from decent range and tack 3 to the lead. It's 17-7.
Burger King get exclusive Backstreet Boys music? Simple. We wind 'em and dined 'em like only we can. Now get live music from the Millennium Tour and a new song, It's True, from their upcoming album on 3 CDs for just $2.99 each with any value meal.
John, seen that? Oh, you're good. Yeah? You're the best. You guys hungry back there? Is it tuna? Got it. I wouldn't open that. Oh, hey. He opened it.
Guys, just get some beer.
Pickle. I got the ice house. All right. I'll be right back. Don't touch that.
Okay.
Fellas?
Frosty Cold Mom.
Dinner party, Ice House style.
Because sometimes all you need is a smooth, never watered-down taste of ice house. Enjoy.
Mark, why is Grandma eating off the ironing board?
Why not?
This is a kitchen table, not a desk.
It's both now, and Dad's got a schedule for that.
Dinner's at 11.
Ish.
Marky, go work in your room.
There's no desk up there, and I can't stay awake. I just get in bed, it's like, out.
Would you like a room with a nice big workspace?
Great.
What's this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Hey, Grandma.
Want a room with room to work? Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
When it really counts, you stand your ground. Looks like we've got a lot in common. You can always depend on Chevy to be there for you. And now, during the Chevrolet U.S. Olympic Countdown, check out the remaining selection of 2,000 Impalas. These 2,000 models will be going fast, so hurry. Don't let the selection pass you by. Make a stop at your Chevrolet dealer today for the Chevrolet U.S. Olympic Countdown.
What's it take to be a wrestling superstar? This school teaches the tricks of the trade. You want to body slam your way to the big time? We'll show you what it takes. 2020 downtown, Monday.
Sun-drenched Doak Campbell Stadium. Sellout crowd watching the hometown Noles lead 17-7 so far. North Carolina, with their last touchdown, has made it a ball game, and then their defense at least stiffened to the point of only giving up 3. Both teams come in 2-0, and both 1-0 in ACC play. There's Chance Gwaltney, who just hit the 39-yard field goal. Chance, his first name derived from the fact that he had so many brothers. His mom and dad said, we're going to give it one more chance to have a girl. And they still got another guy. Matt Munyon has done the kickoff duties, though, for Florida State. Bosley Allen and Sam Aiken are waiting at the goal line. Nice kick again. Allen, a yard deep, fumbled it. Now he's going to have to scurry. He's in trouble. Broke free. Oh, man, one more guy, and it would have been fun to watch. Got to about the 8-yard line after dropping the kick. Now, so far in this one, Florida State had such great field position to start this ball game. Got it at the 40. Wenke hooked up with Snoop Minnis, and then McCray, the big fullback, from a yard out, made it 7-0. Then Wenke again with good field position. Goes to Achus Bell, 35 yards on a great cutback for the touchdown. Carolina did answer, though. Anthony Saunders, their fullback, blasts his way 11 yards for a score to make it 14-7, and Chance Gwaltney, his 39-yard field goal just moments ago, caps our scoring. 17-7, and now Carolina with crummy field position again. That's been their problem all day. Curry in trouble. Scrambles to his right. Finally throws. Got Allen out there. He almost made the catch.
He almost jumped too soon.
I think he did. Good call. He got up for that and couldn't hang long enough.
The ball was there. He just got up in the air a little bit too soon, and Thomas was really beaten on the play. Curry just getting outside, waiting on somebody to get open, trying to make a play. It looked like if he would have just hung on for a little bit longer, and then if he would have jumped into the defender, he could have caught the football.
He needed a Swanee jump. He got a Stallworth jump.
Yeah.
Incomplete.
That's good.
2nd down and 10. Straight ahead. And a fumble. Scooped up. Chris Hope. He'll score. Touchdown. No. Carolina's got to be wondering now if there is hope. Fumble recovery for a score.
Well, this Seminole team does not need any help. Defensively, over the years, they've scored a lot of touchdowns. There's Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator.
Gwaltney in for a point after. And this time, no good. Hooked it to the left.
That's just made a big field goal and just misses an extra point.
But they got a touchdown from their defense. Chris Hope scoops the ball up and makes it 23-7, Florida State.
Want to start a family?
Right now?
I just got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
Aflac. Well, if we get sick, our health insurance won't cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What's it called?
Aflac. I don't know.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
You ever hear the urban legend about the dead hitchhiker?
A serial killer who murders 8 students.
Hello? What's going on? You don't think it was real?
Not enough blood. Whoever's doing this is going to come after you again.
It's just an urban legend.
Urban Legends Final Cut.
Urban legend,
Rated R. Opens everywhere Friday.
21, 22, 23, 24.
364. 365. 24.
365.
24.
365.
Chevrolet, supporting U.S. Olympians 24/7, 365.
Here's the play that led to the last Florida State touchdown.
Fullback right up the middle. We think it's 91 Womble. Right there, the ball comes out. Defensive redshirt freshman Womble. Hope picks it up. Free safety.
Hope's had 3 big hits in run support, and now that time finds the football just lying in wait. It takes it 12 yards for the touchdown.
That's where Florida State has been so tough through the years. Their offense can score points. Their defense has been so aggressive, so much of pressure and turnovers and getting into the end zone. The only thing they don't have this year is that outstanding kicker where they can score from the field goal range. They've got guys that can run kicks back on special teams, though.
Munyon's kick. Sam Aiken at the 5. Aiken a good kick returner, too, if you give him a crease. Across the 20 and out to about the 24-yard line. This week, our Aflac trivia question. Here it is for you. How many FSU players have been named 2-time consensus All-Americans? You're going to have to think on that one now.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then you got to come up with the names and how many.
You could almost walk around their new locker room and...
Yeah, that'd be easy. You could take notes in there, you'd be all done.
What a beautiful new locker room.
Oh, I guess.
Florida State has.
Cincinnati leading Wisconsin for the 2nd year in a row. Could Lightning strike twice on the Badgers?
Well, if the Badgers could get by that game, they'd get by all those suspensions without a loss.
Russell, tough run out to about the 30. Nice gain. Bradley Jennings in on the stop. Pick up a 6 for Brandon Russell. And as Bob said, that North Carolina tailback by committee, they're just trying to find somebody who's tough and somebody that can pick up blitzes and that type of thing. You made a good point. It's not when you got the ball. Sometimes it's when you don't have it.
Well, they're all freshmen. 2 of them are true freshmen. Russell is a true freshman, but you know, when you don't have the ball, do you know who to block on a blitz to help your quarterback keep his head on?
2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Russell again. This time nothing doing. Darnell Dockett, a redshirt freshman, makes the hit. Monday Night Football. Deion Sanders, former Knoll, and the Redskins take on the Dallas Cowboys. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And you see a couple pretty good running backs in that one, too. You see Emmitt Smith there. Emmitt's numbers early in the season dwarfed by Stephen Davis, who had a great season last year and has a fat new contract to show for it. That's our Monday Night Football matchup here on ABC. 3rd down and 4.
Had a couple of great games so far this year, haven't they?
Boy, sure have. Curry scrambles, trying to pick it up himself. I don't know.
Not quite, I don't think. I don't know. That's going to be close.
Tried to roll backward with the last defender underneath him, trying to use him as a springboard. I think they're saying 1st down without even looking at it.
Yeah, they are.
I believe that was the last thing. He did a backward flip with a Florida State defender underneath him.
Watch Curry. Curry moves so fluidly. Nothing is very quick. He reminds me a little bit of Randall Cunningham. How he got that slow moving. He's not real quick, but he makes you miss a lot. He's a basketball player, you know. got those moves.
Excellent guard on now Matt Doherty's basketball team. He'll play again this year. Here he is. Play action going deep for Allen. Overshot him. Allen had maybe a half step, but not much on Cleavon Thomas.
Yeah, he needed to give it a little bit more air and allow Allen to run under the ball and make a play on it.
Well, you know, you look at Ronald Curry running around, and sometimes the Florida State defenders like Tommy Polley forget who they're talking about.
Stopping Ronald Curry. That's the main key. I'm so used to saying stopping Mike McVick, you know, in the championship game, the same type of quarterback. Just stopping Ronald Curry, I think that's the main thing. And we can hold him to make some big plays, and if we can just hold him a little bit, we'll be all right.
So far, they've held him pretty well in check. On the option, take Cody. Makes a hit on Andre Williams. Pickup of about 3. And a lot of guys put Curry and Michael Vick in the same breath. I don't think they belong in the same sentence right now with the way Michael Vick has come along. But he had the opportunity to redshirt, and Ronald didn't.
Yeah. And they both came, like you say, from the same area. And Vick is certainly, you know, Curry was the guy.
Yeah.
When in high school. He was
the most highly recruited of the two by far.
Oh, yeah. Played on basketball team, won the state championship 4 years in a row.
3rd and 7 for him here. Shoots one out, intended for his tight end, incomplete. And they wanted to get Algie Crumpler more involved in the offense today, but he doesn't come up with that one, and it's going to force a kick. So the Florida State defense comes to life. So do their fans, and it's time to punt again. Now keep in mind, they've come after the punter once today. And in between 95 and 97, the Seminoles blocked 5 North Carolina punts, so we may not see that be over for the day. Cleavon Thomas from the 24 will have a chance at this one. Thomas, nice stiff arm, got outside, 35 and out to the 37-yard line.
4 missed tackles. The 5th guy finally brought him down.
14-yard return. College football on ABC Sports brought to you by Chevrolet. If only everything was as dependable as the Chevy. Chevy will be there. Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete. National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. And Chili's. I want my baby back ribs only at Chili's.
It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
It sure does. There's a lighthouse built back in the 1830s. They took the top off that thing and buried it in the sand when the Yankees were marching south just to keep them from seeing it. They should have done that with half of Atlanta. They should have buried it in the sand. And now we got a loose ball. Nope, incomplete. Travis Minor, the intended receiver, Cedric Hodge, separated him from the ball.
Sometimes you make up your mind where you're going to throw the ball. Watch the tight end as he's going to come wide open down the middle of the field. See where he's at now, but he already made his mind up to throw it out here. Tight end is wide open in the center of the field.
We sat in the film room with those tight ends the other day. They keep telling us they're open.
They always say that.
Travis Minor, nice cutback run. Puts a move on, got out to the 42-yard line. Julius Peppers holding on. Minor got 4 more. Travis having a good first half, 66 yards on his 9 carries. Speaking of basketball players, the guy that just made that last tackle is not too bad a basketball player either, Julius Peppers.
We showed you that drive chart, the pass distribution chart of Winkies. Usually the tight ends are the guys that get open in the center of the field.
Chris is 0 for his last 4. There's the tight end down the middle. First down, with big Nick Franklin. Well, they came right back to it.
Yeah, they did. I think Mark Rick, the offensive coordinator, came right back to it. Here it is. Tight end straight up the field. A little different play action. Tight end right in the middle of the field.
That's a good catch.
That increased the number of completions in the center there.
That's right. That's only the 2nd completion to a tight end this year. Wanky play action, wants to go deep on the sideline for Bolden. Broken up. Almost made an acrobatic catch. Thinks he should have had it. Anthony Anderson on the corner did a pretty good job. Bolden made a catch like that against Georgia Tech last week that helped them win that ball game.
Very talented receiver and very athletic, but I think a lot of credit this year has to go to the guy who's been coaching him, Jeff Boughton, as we see him go down the sideline.
They go back to the ground. Minor put down at the 29-yard line. Jeff Boughton's done a heck of a job, Swanee, with those wide receivers.
And there's Jeff Boughton there. He played receiver for the Seminoles back in '82. And wasn't a great wide receiver, but understands the game. He says there are 3 things I want my guys to do. Attack the ball, get off the line, and be precise in and out of their breaks. If they can do that, they're going to be great receivers for us.
Jeff Chaney in the open field. And he's got another first down, and he broke a tackle. He's going to score. Chaney kept his feet, 29 yards, touchdown.
Carolina defense is worn out. This is not the typical no huddle. This is an up speed. This is a little bit quicker. They have 2 speeds, Florida State does, and this is one that's a little bit quicker that is wearing out the Carolina defense.
Their 2 speeds are fast and faster. Waltney for the point after. And he missed another one. And that could be the Achilles heel of this team before this season's over, without a doubt.
There's no doubt about that. You get in a tough game with Miami or University of Florida.
Or Clemson, maybe.
Clemson.
29-7. Chaney somehow escaped at about the 15 and ran it in.
The sleek, new 200-horsepower Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Hot. The side you show the world is up to you. Monte Carlo will be there.
I want the boneless buffalo wings. We got the boneless buffalo wings.
Leave out the bone.
Who needs them? Boneless buffalo wings. Only at Chili's. Boneless buffalo wings.
Briefcase.
Need new tires? Our 35,000-mile tires are 4 for just 99 bucks. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
As America's population has grown over the last 2 decades, there's been a 16% decline in the number of physicians trained in the U.S. So Florida State University is building America's first medical school in a generation, training physicians for a growing elderly population, and doctors who go out of their way to care for small-town and inner-city America, meeting a world of needs, making a world of difference at Florida State University.
Promotional consideration provided by National Car Rental, the official car rental company of the Bowl Championship Series on ABC.
Let's go!
29-7. Florida State was looking for some answer to their running game today, and they found a couple of them. Jeff Chaney and Travis Minor. Now they're up around 6 yards a pop and a couple of touchdowns, one by McCray, the fullback. And Chaney, that was a marvelous run a moment ago.
You think Bobby will be smirking at his press conference after the game or tomorrow morning about any questions about our running game?
Yeah, they've looked good in the first half.
Yes, they have.
So now North Carolina down 22, but it could be worse. A couple of missed extra points. And that leaves the door at least a little more open with a long time to go. 7:41 to go in the first half. Matt Munyon has had some deep kicks today, and he's got another one right here. Bosley Allen is going to bring it from 5 yards deep. Allen hurdles one man, lost the ball. Scooped up by Florida State. It's recovered by Lee Weaver.
When you get behind, you try to make plays. And Allen, one of their big play guys, tried to make a play and turns it over. Allen ran a putback for a touchdown last week, trying to make something happen right here. Ball comes out. Weaver gets it. When you're in traffic, you just got to hold on to the football.
And now Florida State, another golden opportunity at the Tar Heel 14-yard line. Wanky's going to go for the juggler right here in the corner. Menace can't make the catch. Let's check in with John Saunders at Times Square Stadium. John?
Brad, last year Wisconsin was upset by Cincinnati. Key turnovers in that game. They can't necessarily blame that this year. Deontay Kenner, 51 yards to Ray Jackson, breaks a 13-13 tie. They missed the point after, but the Bearcats lead it. How can Cincinnati beat Wisconsin and nobody else in the Big Ten can?
That's a good point. Cincinnati want to join the Big Ten.
Cincinnati already beat Syracuse this year.
That's right. So Florida State with a 3rd down and 7 coming up at the 11-yard line. I think he takes his time. Play action. Chris looks left, throws there. Touchdown. Marvin Minnis. Wanky's 2nd touchdown toss of the day. Brett Cimarelli now in for the point after. Highly touted freshman. They'll give him a chance for an extra point, and he just tucked it in the left upright.
Slant routes on both outside receivers. Watch his head now as he's going to look to the right side. The safety's going to come in from the left side. See, he's still looking to the right now. He looks back left. But that safety didn't have anybody to flare control over there. He only had 2 receivers out. He just threw it a little bit behind him because if he would have thrown it in front of him, the defensive back would have picked it off.
Yep. Perfect throw. Caps a 14-yard, 3-play march to the end zone in just 38 seconds after the fumble recovery on the kick return. So 36-7. This is starting to take the same kind of shape as a year ago with Florida State won 42-10 and quite frankly got bored in the second half.
Well, 2 turnovers, both by the Carolina offense, has led to 2 touchdowns by the one by the defense for Florida State, and the other one, the offense only had about 15, 16 yards to go.
Marvin Minnis, even though he was the leading receiver in the ACC coming in, that's his first touchdown catch of the year. Cheney has one on the ground. McCray has one on the ground. And a tough day for Bosley Allen. He made 1 catch that helped keep a North Carolina drive alive for their score, but other than that, not much to show for his efforts today, including that fumbled kick return moments ago. And with that, he's not out there right now. Jamal Jones and Corey Bailey are back waiting on the kick. And this will be Corey Bailey now from the 4. Bailey straight up the middle, broke 1 tackle, got out to the 25, maybe the 26. Let's check in with Swannick.
Bob and Brad, I think on that last series for Florida State, there were a couple of other plans working as they were trying to go in to score. Number 1, Marvin Minnis came into the ballgame as their leading wide receiver, but he had no touchdown passes. So they tried to go to him quickly in the fade. They didn't get it there. And Bob, you're exactly right. On that 3rd down play, Winky is looking off because he knew he was going to go to Marvin Minnis to try and get him the touchdown.
Wanted to get him a touchdown,
and he feels great.
That makes a difference. It really does.
Curry on 1st down. Swing pass batted. He makes the catch of his own pass. Now cuts outside and got a couple yards out of it. So Curry with the attempt. Curry with a catch. David Warren is the guy that tipped the ball.
See, I think Ronald Curry's arm movement is kind of slow. Watch him here. You got to be quick to get it over. He's too slow and too direct. It's almost like nonchalant. I mean, he's Randall Cunningham is a slow delivery.
Yep, big windup.
Yeah, and Curry is just a little bit too slow in getting rid of the football.
You wonder sometimes if because he was such a great high school athlete and quarterback that maybe he thinks that he can still get away with some of that stuff, because as we said earlier, this is only the 12th ball game he's ever started.
He's still young.
He's going to load and go deep here. Got 2 men out there, and it goes between everybody. Jamal Jones and Bosley Allen, the 2 intended receivers. Cleavon Thomas and Tate Cody are out there defensively. Our Aflac trivia question we asked you a few minutes ago: how many FSU players have been named 2-time consensus All-Americans? As Bob said, you go in the locker room, you find them in glass-encased lockers Ron Simmons, a great defensive tackle from the 70s. Deion Sanders and Marvin Jones, Derek Brooks, those last two great linebackers. Charlie Ward, a Heisman Trophy winner. Pete Warwick last year, as well as Sebastian Janikowski, the sensational kicker, who's also in the NFL.
Well, they had some good players come through, haven't they?
Boy, I guess. Derek Brooks and Marvin Jones honored last night here in Tallahassee as they go in the Knowles Hall of Fame. Curry with flags down. Over the middle, wide open is Aiken. Aiken cuts back to the near side, crosses midfield, but again, penalty markers all over the place. Pickup of 25 on a 3rd and long, and illegal shift. 2 people moving at the same time. It's all coming back. First penalty against North Carolina, and man, it could not have come at a worse time.
That was something that you could build on right there.
Illegal shift on the offense. The man was never set. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
Michael Vick must have had another pretty good day. We saw some of his early play this afternoon. Notre Dame over Purdue.
Did Gotze play quarterback? I wonder for Notre Dame.
He started at least.
Yeah.
Clemson huge on Wake Forest. Clemson's going to have to be a force to be reckoned with in the ACC. And Illinois survives Cal. But Danian Tomlinson must have had a big game for TCU there, a winner over Northwestern. John and Terry will be along with all the highlights and scores coming up in about 5.5 minutes. Here we have 36-7. Most of the highlights have been in garnet and gold. 3rd and 13, North Carolina. Backed up to their own 22-yard line. Curry going to loft one out. Got his man Bailey. First down and took a big hit. That's got to be Gibson. Yep. First down, though. 21 they picked up on 3rd and 13.
Seems like all of his completions, or most of his completions, are coming on 3rd down for Curry. Here's a receiver just going to go down and break deep to the outside. Kind of flood the zone out there, have a man deep and a man short.
First down at the 42. Curry with the option. Pitch to Parker. And Willie Parker brought down in the open field. Tate Cody, I'm telling you, has made about 4 of those plays today. And as we said, he's a 4-year starter over there, and trust me, he does not tackle like Deion Sanders. this Friday night, 2 guys and a girl moves to Fridays at 8 o'clock, 7 Central. ABC's brand new comedy. Friday starts this week. Funny show, moving to Friday. We've got 2 teams and a defending champion for you here on ABC. Look out, backside hit. Jamal Reynolds with a sack. The ball is loose. Curry never knew what hit him, and there's a flag down to boot.
Reynolds has been on a tear. He's had 7 sacks in the last 3 games, including going back to the championship game last year.
Penalty markers on the play as well. And it's holding on North Carolina.
Well, I hope it wasn't holding on Reynolds, because
they didn't hold him very good. No.
From the left side, nobody even touched him. He's got a tight end out there.
Doug Brown, a tight
end. On the offense. Penalty is declined. We'll accept the play. 3rd down.
Top spot. Greg Woofter over there also playing left tackle. He and Louis Marchetti playing that spot, and nobody wants to line up against this guy.
Well, Woofter is a redshirt freshman, and when you have a tight end left lined up outside of you, you expect some help if the tight end's not going out for a pass.
This time Crumpler's over there trying to help block, and it's not doing much good. Curry got away, though, and now he's got a man open in the middle. It's Bailey with a catch inside the 40, broke a tackle, down to the 33-yard line. So they keep the drive going. 20-yard pickup on a 3rd and 15. So on 3rd and long, like you said, Bob, he seems to come up with a little bit of magic.
And I like him outside the pocket. He doesn't have good pocket presence. He doesn't feel the pocket that well, but I like him outside the pocket. He's more dangerous when he gets going like this, and his receivers can just kind of ad-lib, get around, move around somewhere, and he can hit them.
So Bailey, a couple big catches on this drive. Corey, a junior out of Durham. Just down the road from Chapel Hill. He's getting a breather with 3:49. Timeout here. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. And Bailey's 2 catches good for 50 yards.
All this experience that Ronald Curry is getting, Brad, is good for him. But unfortunately, all he has is a year and a half left to play because it was never redshirted. So this experience, he doesn't have a lot of time left to play after this year. He's got 1 year left.
Not an easy place here at Doak Campbell Stadium when you got 80,000 mostly dressed in garnet and gold cheering against you. And 36-7 the score, and Ronald Curry has been under pressure all day long. Almost had his head taken off by Womble on that one. And then Warren from the backside along with Jennings and company, and had to scramble inside and was taken down by Womble again, though he got a first down on that play. And then Jamal Reynolds, you always have to worry about him as he nails him from behind. The ball came loose. So he's been sacked twice, knocked down a bunch, but he still keeps bouncing back up. And his 6 completions, 5 of those are on 3rd down.
We mentioned that he had been sacked previously in the last 2 games 14 times by Florida State. 37 career sacks for Ronald Curry. One of the things that he does, he holds onto the ball too long. He tries to make every play a great play or a perfect play. Sometimes the play blows up and you just got to give up on it.
From the 33, first down. Waits, now falls down on his own.
I think somebody stepped on him. One of the offensive linemen may have stepped on his foot.
Ronald Curry, people were asking him about giving up on plays sometimes, and he said, you know, you see a man here and it seems like the mind takes over the body. I never know what I'm going to do. It just happens. This time, things just happen too. You're right. He got a little piece. Yep. His offensive lineman, his center, Metz, trying to get back there to help him out. And that backs it way up to 2nd down and 19. Aiken in motion. Curry. Whoa, look out. From behind is Tommy Polley. Tommy Polley coming back from that knee injury suffered in the Sugar Bowl and the win over Virginia Tech, and getting better and better and healthier each week.
Well, you got Pauley over there. Here's Pauley on the outside. Watch as he's going to come around the end. Pauley next to Jamal Reynolds. And Reynolds is going to get a lot of attention. And Pauley comes in unabated.
Pauley was saying, we mentioned Marvin Jones. He's got a highlight tape of Marvin Jones. He just keeps watching it over and over and over, trying to become that kind of linebacker. They're going to have to hustle here. Now they're going to have to take their last time out with the play clock winding down to 0. Trying to get something here before halftime, which is coming up. Halftime 2000, the Valvoline Halftime 2000 with John Saunders and Terry Bodden. Scores and highlights from across the country from Times Square Stadium in New York. The guys will be with us in about 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Some interesting games today already have been played. Many in progress, and some good ones coming up tonight as well on ESPN. Swannies with Bobby Bowden with a 36-7 lead. Lynn.
Coach, Bob Gracie's talking about this North Carolina team. Seems like on 3rd down, Ronald Curry always makes a big play. How do you stop that?
Well, we ought to blitz him. That's the only thing I know, because he can scramble so long that somebody can get open, and we're fixing to see it happen right here unless we go after him. I let Mickey make those decisions now.
Talking to Mickey and actually talking to Ken Brownlee, defensive coordinator for North Carolina, they said that they felt like playing Georgia Tech when they ran the option created for you coming into this ball game a practice game situation, and they thought you played very well.
Well, there's no doubt about it. The more you play against the option, the better it helps you, you know. And, of course, one reason you're afraid to blitz, speaking of option, is if they run the option, that thing has a chance of popping all the way, you know.
All right, Coach, thank you.
His silver anniversary season in Tallahassee, Bobby Bowden, 5th winningest coach of all time. Looking at his defense out on the field, facing a 3rd and 22 for North Carolina. Curry has time, loads and goes, and it's intercepted by Tay Cody. Cody still on his feet across the 40. Tay Cody cuts into the open field, all the way to the 40-yard line. What a game he's had.
Well, you said it, Brad. What a game he's had. He's been all over the place making tackles. said this is his 7th career interception. Curry in the pocket. He's got some happy feet now because he's been hit and sacked so many times. Throws the ball and held it as long as he could. Just threw the ball, expecting the receiver to break to the outside. The only guy who was there was Tay Cody.
Jarrell Hudson was the guy that made the hit on Curry just as he let it go. Now Florida State with a big lead and another opportunity, and Wenke going long, incomplete. Intended for Nick Maddox, and a flag flies in. It'll be pass interference on Dexter Reed. Maddox, who they moved to wide receiver from the backfield.
Pass interference on the defense.
Well, that's going to move it down close to the 25. Carolina's offense with just one touchdown today. A 90-yard drive helped twice by penalties against Florida State. That's all they can put on the board.
Yeah, the Tar Heels have pretty good defense, pretty good kicking game. Their offense with a new offensive line with freshmen at the tailback position, and Curry with the inexperience that he has just needs a little bit of time to develop this year.
Just inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Go lightly and forward in the I backfield behind Chris Wenke. Wenke pumps. Now he's swarmed under from behind. Nice pressure by Cedric Hodge coming around that corner. He comes off the edge pretty well from that outside linebacker spot.
He had 2 sacks last week, and this is his first one today. So he's a good linebacker from the blitz, good blitzing from the linebacker position, I should say.
There's the numbers for Chris Wenke, not too shabby. 137 yards, couple of touchdowns. Curry struggling and having thrown his 4th interception in the last 2 years against this group. 2nd and 15. Again, the running game gets going a little bit with Davey Ford. And Ford down close to the 20. So everybody's contributing now. Minor had a good start, especially that first quarter. Cheney came in at a sensational touchdown run. And now Davey Ford, the junior out of West Palm Beach, gets in the act.
And the Seminoles don't turn the ball over. Wenke's gone over 110 throws on his latest streak without an interception.
3rd and 6. There's a pump fake coming to the near side. Bill! Oh, what a nice play at the very end.
That was a touchdown that was knocked away by Errol Hood.
Bell just waiting for that baby to land in his hands, and Errol Hood had a different idea.
I thought this ball was there because he threw it on a line. Hood is a highly regarded defensive back. He's on the list for the Thorpe Award, best defensive backs in the nation.
Here they go on 4th down. 4th and 6 from the 21. Wenke, play action, getting some heat, trying to scramble out of it, and down he goes. So that one backfires as he's dropped back at the 24-yard line. Julius Peppers again coming around that backside.
And a good call by Ken Browning to put some heat. A defensive coordinator for the Tar Heels put some heat on Wenke and get him out of the pocket. Wenke is not that good when he starts scrambling around. He's not real quick. Much better off in the pocket throwing the football.
So Carolina is out of timeouts, and there's only 53 seconds remaining in the half. You would think they play this relatively close to the vest, but you never know. They've got Allen and Bailey out there. Bailey's really been his big receiver today for Ronald Curry. He hooked up with him on a couple of long 3rd down conversions. They will throw off play action. Maybe. Hit as he throws. Got it to Allen. Out at the 38-yard line. 1st down. And that'll stop the clock as they move the chains.
Good thinking. Get the ball to somebody that can do something with it out in open space, and Allen can certainly do something with it.
Now they give themselves a chance. If they had a timeout to play with here to help their cause, they're going to have to hustle up. Clock running down to 40 seconds. They're going to throw a quick out and try to get out of bounds, and they do. That one, Sam Aiken, right in front of Derek Gibson.
Jamal Reynolds trying to jump over some of the offensive players to try and get to the quarterback. Didn't quite make it.
Nope. Jones and Bailey. Aiken and Allen. 4 wideouts from the shotgun. They'll whistle this one dead.
Dead ball. False start. On the offense. 5 yards. Second down.
So that backs it up to second down and long. Clock more important really than the yardage here. 2nd and 8, 33 seconds. All that remains first half. Curry look out. Broke a tackle of Warren somehow. On the run, going to throw deep. Overshot Aiken. There Gibson was covering and a flag down. He might have been over the line of scrimmage. Ronald was running for his life because big number 99 was chasing.
We had 2 fouls, illegal forward pass on the offense, ineligible receiver downfield on the offense.
You're right, he was beyond the line of scrimmage, and one of his offensive linemen thought he was going to run, so he was going downfield to block. Look at that. Nobody on Warren. That's kind of tough.
Sure is.
It's kind of tough to get a pass off when you're nobody to block one of those big defensive ends.
And now they're deciding which penalty and where it's going to be spotted. It's going to be back inside the 40.
Penalty. Loss of down. 3rd down.
Loss it down. Now they walk it off. So it's 3rd down and about 14. Maybe 15. With 24 seconds left. Now just when they were getting it up where it looked like they could maybe get to midfield and give themselves a chance to heave one down there for a jump ball, it's going the wrong direction for them. And now they keep it on the ground, and Saunders breaks it outside across the 45. Dropped in the open field by who else? Tay Cody.
Tay Cody has been an outstanding DB for the Seminoles for 4 years. As you mentioned, he's a 4-time starter. And Mickey Andrews is one of his favorite players.
That's going to end the first half. Both the defense and the offense dominant for Florida State. They lead 36-7. John Saunders and Terry Bowden at Times Square Stadium with our Valvoline 2000 halftime report. Will follow this timeout.
21, 22, 23, 24.
64. 65. 24. 365. 24. 7. 365.
Chevrolet, supporting U.S. Olympians 24/7, 365.
All right. Who can solve this? Mr. Montez.
Last Saturday in the Army Reserve, I figured out how to link up 23 Bradleys, 40 tanks, 60 Humvees, 4 medevac units, and 7,000 troops on the move. On Monday, class was no sweat.
Not bad, Mr. Montez.
As little as 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, Army Reserve.
I specialize in pain. Again?
An office job can be torture. All that clicking, typing, and reaching can lead to serious injuries.
Again?
I'm Dr. Michelle Robertson, ergonomic research expert for Liberty Mutual Insurance. By studying the problems, we help design ergonomic work environments to keep your employees working comfortably.
At Liberty Mutual, we help make your business safer and more secure. It's insurance in action.
Isn't science fun?
Your computer can be your bank, your jukebox, your soapbox, your passport to the world, if someone shows you how. And we will. Technology's great, but in Gateway country, people rule. Call 1-800-GATEWAY and get a Gateway PC with a year of AOL and free technology clinics for just $799.
Valvoline Halftime 2000. You can always tell the guys who use Valvoline. From Times Square in New York, John Saunders and Terry Bowden.
The bright lights of Times Square on a Saturday afternoon. A great day to jam into the ESPN Zone or Times Square Stadium to check out your favorite college football team. And we, of course, will keep you up to date on all the scores and the highlights. Welcome inside Times Square Stadium. John Saunders and Terry Bowden here on Valvoline Halftime 2000. You know, Michael Vick is the leading candidate right now for the Heisman Trophy. But I got to tell you something. He might not even be the best quarterback in the Big East. Take a look at Mike McMahon of Rutgers. Look at these numbers. 572 passing yards and 10 touchdowns. Vick paling by comparison.
Johnny got those stats against Villanova and Buffalo.
Never mind. Let's get to the game they played today, and there's Michael Vick. Yes, he is the leading candidate. We'll show you one of the reasons why. Does it on the ground, and what a rifle and a touch, too, Terry.
I'll tell you, this guy got over 100 yards throwing the ball, over 100 yards rushing the ball, but it's their defense that keeps shutting people out that's going to get them back to the Orange Bowl.
Michael Vick, 45 yards on this run. They took a 21-0 lead, and then Michael Vick from 8 yards out, and I heard you mention Orange Bowl. National champion, perhaps?
Well, you know, Miami didn't look as good. I thought that would be the team that knocked them off, but their defense, again, I keep bringing that up. They played so well that this team may be the best team in the Big East, and that would get them the automatic berth if they're undefeated.
They could run the table, 49-zip, and you see Michael Vick, another tremendous day. Ohio State, Miami, that's Chris Spielman. Great news. His wife, Stephanie, has beaten cancer, and they're expecting another child. So great news there, but the news wasn't good as Mike Bath goes 23 yards to Ty Braxton. Miami of Ohio staying with Ohio State until Jonathan Wells goes in from the yard out.
I'll tell you, glad they got that one, because Miami of Ohio outplayed the Buckeyes in every stat but the scoring. Belisari again threw for less than 50% pass and not getting the ball to Reggie Germany, Kenyon Rambo, but their defense held on. I think they had 3 interceptions in the last 4 drives for Miami.
Derek Combs also had 142 yards as well. Cal against Illinois. Kurt Kittner, a lot of people like this guy perhaps for the Heisman Trophy, but in the third quarter, he injures his ankle, finished the day 4 of 16 for 73 yards and had to leave the game. For Cal, Kyle Bowler going 32 yards to Sharon Arnold, and Cal is suddenly down by just 2.
Well, it goes to show you how important Kurt Kittner is to this team. I mean, he's the reason they've been winning the last 2 years. He goes out at halftime, and his stats were bad, probably because of that knee injury, but they cannot play very well without him. He needs to get back if they're going to have a good season.
Wakefield saved the day on that 2-point conversion, or this thing was tied and headed to overtime. Northwestern against TCU. LaDainian Tomlinson, 23 yards. He says he can lead the nation in rushing again. And I'll tell you what, watching today, there's reason to believe he can do it.
I tell you, he was incredible rushing today. That's why he's going to have a chance to win that Heisman. His defense caused 4 turnovers. They're giving him a lot of at-bats.
39 carries, 243 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And you know what else? He had 112 called back because of penalties.
Incredible.
That's the key stat. Maryland against West Virginia. Don Nehlen, well, he's never had a losing season 2 years in a row. And his quarterback, Brad Lewis, is going to help him out here. 12 yards. He drops back. Everyone's covered. Sees the end zone and takes it in. West Virginia with an early 7-0 lead. 4th and goal at the West Virginia 1, and Calvin McCall of Maryland doesn't make the 4th down tie. They wind up losing. Iowa State against Iowa. Sage Rosenfeld's handoff to J.J. Moses around the end. He goes 58 yards and scores on the touchdown. Haywood, 28 carries, 107 yards. And Ole Miss against Vanderbilt. This one almost went the way of Vandy. Deuce McAllister, though, 50 yards in this run.
Really, they had 200 yards rush in the first half, but Deuce gets hurt. They get 20 yards in the second half, and Vandy almost came back to win that game.
Yeah, McAllister injured his shoulder, still at 143 yards in the game. And Dayton against Yale. This is for history. Rashad Bartholomew, 25 yards on the run. Yale gets the win over Dayton and becomes the first college football program to win 800 games. Michigan close on their heels, 42-6. And Bartholomew, 23 carries, 201 yards, and 3 touchdowns to 201 yards. That's the 3rd longest in Yale history. Next Saturday, a very big day of college football. We begin at noon Eastern time. This game will not be seen on the West Coast. Joe Paterno is still chasing Bear Bryant. They'll face the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Big Ten. Then at 3:30 Eastern time, regional coverage. Some of you will see Notre Dame against Michigan State. They had a big win today. Others will get Iowa against the #1 team in the nation, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and their offensive machine. Some will be in the ACC. Clemson, talk about offensive machines, taking on Virginia. Clemson ranked number 16. Then at 4 o'clock Pacific, only on the West Coast, Air Force against Utah. That's all next week on ABC's College Football. Stick around. Back to Times Square Stadium with more in a moment. Not just football happening here, plenty to get your peeps on.
Hey, boys, I'm lost. I'm looking for Franklin Street exit. I'm calling around for an hour. Come on.
Want more power? Try Valvoline SimPower Complete Fuel System Treatment. Cleans your entire fuel system with advanced synthetic technology.
What color are your teeth? Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste whitens your teeth with just one tube. Our whitening guide proves you can go from here to here. Arm & Hammer, whiter teeth, one tube, guaranteed.
Doing more, performing at my best, uses up nutrients.
New Centrum Performance helps replace them with more key B vitamins plus ginseng and ginkgo.
It helps energize my mind and body. Life's demanding, but I thrive on it.
Centrum Performance. Life demands it.
Are you ready for ACC football? We're talking bone-crunching action, baby. Could the ACC have another national champion in 2000?
It's undeniable. Let's see that one again. Now more ACC action.
Experience the excitement.
Carolina is a tower of tradition with mighty oaks flanking stately walls, a fountain of knowledge with a thirst for research and teaching inside its hallowed halls, a priceless journey, a link to the latest technology, and a path to lifelong friends, a well where generations pass through, a kindred spirit, always true blue. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, leading the way as the nation's first public university.
Halftime 2000 here in Times Square Stadium. The fans have gathered, and perhaps the Tar Heels may have a quarterback of the future. Actually, the way things are going in the first half, they might want to call him right now. 36-7 is the lead in this game. Chris Wenke has looked so good, and the ground game starting to come now for Florida State.
You're exactly right. They had, 98 yards rushing the first half. That's more than they've had in the entire game, their first two games. But, they like to pass first. That's what they're going to do. But they're running a lot better now, and they're getting after Ronald Curry. 6 knockdowns and 2 sacks.
One of the biggest stories of the afternoon, though, Cincinnati and Wisconsin. This one's still going on. Remember last year, Cincinnati at home knocked off Wisconsin, the team that went to the Rose Bowl from the Big Ten. And the guy who won the Heisman Trophy, Ron Dayne, fumbles going into the end zone. A couple of things went Cincinnati's way in that game, so you say, okay, it was a fluke. Well, this is today. Deontay Kenner going 51 yards to Ray Jackson, breaks a 13-13 tie, and Cincinnati has a 19-13 lead, missing the point after. But Brooks Bollinger has never lost as a starter, punches this one in from a yard out. But remember last week against the Syracuse, Jason Mammarelli, the game-winning field goal? This one is to tie it as time runs out. They are in overtime right now, and this Cincinnati team is giving Wisconsin fits.
Well, some teams just match up well with other teams. Cincinnati matches up, for whatever reason, with Wisconsin. But think about Shoegate. 290 yards rushing for Michael Bennett last week. He's not playing. 3 interceptions from All-American Jamar Fletcher. He's not playing. Boy, those are going to be the most expensive shoes those guys ever got if they lose this ballgame.
You're going to send them to Payless next time, because that one is getting them killed. Michigan against UCLA. And this guy, John Navarre, has been tremendous. This is his 8th touchdown toss of the year. He is supposed to be on the sidelines watching Drew Henson. Henson's hurt. 8 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Well, he had not played against a very good team before coming to this game. I know UCLA wanted to rattle him, to get after him, but he has no turnovers. He's only 7 of 17, but no turnovers, and another touchdown. This guy's turning into something really special.
Anthony Thomas as well, the 6th player in school history to go for 3,000 yards on the ground. Florida and Tennessee, this is always going to be a good battle in the SEC. Right now, the ground game is telling the difference, as it has over the last 10 years.
Well, that's exactly right. The team that has rushed for the most yardage over the last 10 years has won the game. You know what? Tennessee right now at half, 108 yards to Florida's 17. But the big thing is, 5 times in the red zone for Tennessee, 4 of them field goals, 1 turnover, so that rushing total may not mean the outcome of the game. This one is still in question right now.
Yeah, they better punch one in for a touchdown next time around, or this one could slip away, because Florida's starting to get their offense going. Washington against Colorado, Marcus Tuiasosopo flushed out of the pocket, picked off by Phil Jackson, 28 yards on the touchdown run. Rick Neuheisel coming back to Colorado, where he's the head coach, now as the Washington head coach, sees his squad down 7-3.
Well, why is Washington losing this game? Because Marcus Tuiasosopo is not making good decisions. 2 interceptions this week, 1 for a touchdown. He had 2 interceptions last week. They also fumble on the 1-yard line going in. Boy, that could cost them. Those turnovers could cost them in a big game like this.
Colorado looking for their first win. Purdue at Notre Dame, and the Irish had won 11 straight at home against Purdue, but Drew Brees trying to bring them back. Vinny Sutherland, 24 yards, a great toss and a great catch. But then come the Irish. The final play of the game, Nick Setta from 38 yards out. He's only missed 1 field goal this year, 5 of 6. And the Irish, a team a lot of people thought would be 1-3 at one point, right now looking at 2-1.
Well, Regis Philbin proved me wrong earlier when I said 1-3. But Purdue put themselves behind the 8 ball. Turnovers are always critical in big games. They had 2 early turnovers, 1 in an INT for a touchdown. Punt block led to a touchdown. That led for Goodsey, the quarterback at Notre Dame, was allowed to have no pressure on him and gave him an easier start in his first start against Purdue.
Yeah, Goodsey actually ran one in for a touchdown as well. Clemson, your brother, blows out Wake Forest 55-7. Woody Dancer 157 on the ground, 167 through the air, and your mother might be getting concerned because when your dad and your brother meet later this year, this could be a game that decides the ACC.
Well, you know, Clemson, they can throw and catch the football, but this is the 3rd week in a row their defense. They give 159 yards. Their defense, coached by defensive coordinator Reggie Herring, is doing an outstanding job. Probably one of the most balanced teams right now in the country.
Good enough to beat Florida State?
It's going to be, I think, undefeated going into Florida State, but I tell you, in Tallahassee, they haven't lost in a long
time. This will be Gardner on the kick from the 7. Across the 25, nice run back out to about the 31-yard line. Lynn?
Oh, Brad, on the X's and O's side, after talking to Carl Torbush, what he wants to do is he wants to get Curry to move around in the pocket a little bit more, but he wants to be careful because he doesn't want to get him hurt and out for the entire season, so his ends are moving in on him very quickly. Defensively, he's upset at the way his team is tackled and the way they let Florida State off the hook on some key 3rd down situations. But most importantly, what he wants his team to do in the second half is find out who wants to compete. He says that will be critical to the outcome of this football team for the season.
You're exactly right on those 3rd down conversions that let them off the hook on. Those are killers when you finally get them where you think you want them, and they slither away. Travis Minor having his best game of the season so far. Had a good first half.
Yeah, he gained over 79 yards, almost 80 yards on 11 carries. And the running game that Florida State has not had in the first 2 has appeared here today.
They're going to keep it on the ground. Travis again, got the corner, got the first, 45 to midfield, and he's down to the 48-yard line of North Carolina. 14 more, and now Travis is closing in on a 100-yard game already here early in the 3rd quarter. Came in as the number 5 rusher all time in Florida State history, and there you see his 93 yards on 12 carries.
And he doesn't drop it very often. He only has like 3 fumbles and like 500 carries in his career.
And a pickup of only about a yard that time. Brandon Spoon in on the tackle. That guy's going to be a good linebacker, not just in this year of college, but in the future.
Finance major, tore a bicep muscle last year and set out the year.
You see the wrap there, and when he tears a bicep muscle, trust me, that's a tear because he's got the guns working. Winky play fake, look out. Cedric Hodge separation from the football, but Florida State gets back on it. Chaney covered it. Hodge has had almost a Jamal Reynolds type of game. He's doing it from a linebacker position.
Well, Hodge seems to have a knack for rushing the quarterback. Right there you see him again, especially off the edge. He did that a couple times last week against Wake Forest. Spoon seems to be the guy they leave covering the back, and Hodge is the guy they send in there rushing the quarterback.
Florida State's had some long 3rd down conversions, but as Swanee said, Carl Torbush not happy with the fact that his defense couldn't stop that. Let's see if they stop this one. Winky fires complete, and it's a first down again, and that's Atruz Bell. 15-yard pickup on a 3rd and a dozen again.
Once Florida State completes the pass, they just walk right up to the line of scrimmage, get down, and run the next play. North Carolina is confused. Don't know where to line up.
Still shifting on that defensive front. Wanky, play action, wants it all. Chris going deep's got a man there. Touchdown, Minnis. His second of the day. Perfect strike from 35. Third touchdown pass of the afternoon for Weinke.
Shows a great gun on that one, too, and a good call by Mark Richt, the offensive coordinator. You get across the 50-yard line on a big third down play, go for the touchdown.
Yep. Celebration penalty. So Brett Cimarelli, the true freshman, who overkicked in summer camp and hurt his groin, back first full week of practice this week. He's going to try a long extra point. And he got it. Snoop Minnis. He's snooping around in the end zone again. Third touchdown toss for Weinke, the second to number 13.
You're reaching in the saddlebags now.
It's getting late already. There's Marvin Minnis, the guy they call Snoop. 19 catches all of last year. We're in game 3. He's got 19 already.
It's your time, Snoop. You waited. You deserve it.
Aiken and Bailey waiting on Matt Munyon's kick as Florida State out in front 43-7. Aiken, they fight over it. He'll take it from the 4. Flag down, probably an illegal block on the return as he got it back out to about the 20-yard line. And again, they're probably going to have terrible field position from which to start. That's been the story of their day. That and just too much Seminoles on both sides of the ball.
Holding on the receiving team on the return. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Swanee, Snoop Minnis, 200-yard games already now in 3 outings.
Senior, and he's waited a long time, but he has the confidence, and he told us he was going to be the man to go to. He came in as a leading receiver, and these are the reasons why he's a good receiver. He'll catch it inside, outside, he'll catch it and take the hit, he'll fight for every extra yard, and when he's wide open, he's a sure-handed receiver.
And he's got 4 catches for 103 yards and a couple of touchdowns today.
How big is he, Brad?
They list him at 6'1", 185 pounds. Trust me, he's not 185 pounds.
What Bobby said the other day, he says, I don't think any part of his body is thicker than his wrist.
That's right. You can see he's got the small legs, but then so do racehorses, right? Second down and 7. Here's Saunders, the fullback, out across the 20.
Florida State very much in command, leading 43-7. We, of course,